Every empire collapses. That's not a theory. That's history. Rome collapsed. It never came back. The Mongols exploded outward and then vanished. The British Empire ruled a quarter of the planet, and today it fits on one island. But China? China collapses, and then comes back. Again, and again, and again. 5,000 years of history. At least 8 total collapses. Foreign invasions, civil wars, mass starvation, entire dynasties erased. And every single time, China rebuilds itself into the same civilization, same identity, same language, same belief that China is supposed to be whole. That shouldn't be possible. So today, we're asking a dangerous question. Why does Chinese civilization survive when every other empire eventually stays dead? And more importantly, is that pattern finally breaking right now? The collapses that should have ended everything. Let's start with something that sounds unbelievable. China hasn't just changed governments. It has completely collapsed at least 8 times. Not new king, same system. I mean, total breakdown. Cities burned. Populations cut in half. Warlords everywhere. Foreign armies marching through the heart of the country. When the Han Dynasty collapsed around 220 AD, China shattered into rival kingdoms locked in constant war. Millions died. Civilization should have ended right there. But instead, 300 years later, China was whole again. Same written language, same political ideas, same sense of this land belongs together, and then it happened again. Tang collapse, reunification. Song collapse, reunification. Ming collapse, reunification. Qing collapse, reunification. No other civilization on Earth has pulled this off, even once. China has done it over and over. So what's holding this thing together? The civilizational immune system. Historians usually point to 3 pillars, 3 systems that survive even when everything else falls apart. Think of them as China's civilizational immune system. When the body collapses, these survive and rebuild everything. 1. The written language that never dies. Chinese writing is one of the most underrated technologies in history. In Europe, language fragmentation helped tear empires apart. Latin slowly splintered into French, Spanish, Italian, Romanian. Shared identity dissolved. China solved this problem over 2,000 years ago. Even if people couldn't speak to each other, they could still read the same words. A farmer in the north and a merchant in the south might sound completely different, but on paper, they were reading the same civilization. So when China collapsed politically, the cultural memory didn't. Scholars in rival kingdoms still studied the same texts. They referenced the same past. They believed in the same idea of what China was supposed to be. It's like a computer crashing, but the hard drive survives. 2. The Mandate of Heaven. A geniusly unstable idea. The Mandate of Heaven was one of the smartest political inventions ever created. The emperor ruled because heaven chose him. But here's the twist. If the emperor failed, if floods, famine, invasion, or rebellion happened, that wasn't bad luck. That meant heaven had revoked its approval, which meant overthrowing the emperor wasn't treason. It was justice. This created something unique. Collapse didn't destroy legitimacy. Collapse reassigned it. And crucially, legitimacy only existed if you ruled all of China, half a country. You're just a warlord. The mandate demands reunification. That's why Chinese history doesn't fragment permanently. It magnetizes back together. Europe never had this. After Rome, everyone just said, "We're separate now." China never accepted that. 3. The bureaucrats who remembered how to rebuild. For over 1,000 years, China ran on exams. Not bloodlines. Not noble titles. Exams. If you passed, you entered the state. If you failed, you didn't. This created a nationwide class of educated administrators who all studied the same text, believed in the same system, knew exactly how the empire was supposed to function. So when dynasties collapsed, these people didn't disappear. They were still there, waiting. And when a new strongman tried to reunify China, he needed them. That's why every rebuilt Chinese state looks strangely familiar. Different rulers. Same machine. Why other empires never came back. Rome didn't return because it had no ideology demanding reunification. The Mongol Empire collapsed because it was built on conquest, not culture. Persia survived, but as something different each time. China is different because the identity never reset. Even foreign conquerors didn't replace it, they got absorbed. The Mongols became Chinese emperors. The Manchus did the same. China doesn't just conquer invaders, it converts them. The collapse that should have ended it all. If China was ever going to die for good, it should have happened in the 1800s. Opium Wars, colonial humiliation, territory carved up by foreign powers. Then, the Taiping Rebellion, 20 to 30 million dead. Then the empire collapsed. Then warlords. Then Japanese invasion. Then civil war. 100 years of chaos. This is where most civilizations stay broken. But in 1949, something familiar happened. China reunified again. Different ideology, same structure. The Communist Party didn't erase the old pattern, they updated it. New mandate. New exams, same central control, same obsession with national restoration. Another reset. Why this matters right now. China isn't just rising. It believes it's returning. That belief changes everything. Western countries assume China will eventually become more like them. But history suggests the opposite. Every reset makes China more Chinese, not more Western. That's why Taiwan matters. Hong Kong mattered. Territorial integrity is non-negotiable. These aren't random policies. They're the same demands Chinese states have made for centuries. The question that defines the 21st century. But here's the problem. This cycle was built for a slower world. Now, everything moves instantly. Aging population, environmental damage, economic slowdown, global competition, a generation that wants stability, not sacrifice. For the first time, the systems that made China resilient might also make it fragile. So here's the real question. Does the ancient pattern survive modernity? If China pulls off one more comeback, then something about this civilization truly is unique. If it doesn't, then we may be watching the end of the longest continuous civilization in human history. Either way, we're watching history live, and the outcome won't just define China. It will define what it takes for any civilization to survive, collapse in the modern world. Because every empire falls. The question is whether anyone still knows how to come back. Which civilization do you think would survive and thrive in the next 1,000 years? Share and subscribe for more videos like this.